evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bill Weber from WIP Radio, and I'd like to welcome all of you to a production by Tom Corain and Ian Landy. It's the CITV presentation of a variety show, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. I have a close affinity toward Plymouth Whitemarsh. I've spent all my adult life here in this area. Both my son and daughter went to Plymouth Whitemarsh High School. My son was a member of CITV and went on from here to go to Temple University and graduate magna cum laude in the field of communication, and is now a disc jockey at WIOQ. So you see, WIOQ and CITV have a close affinity too. So I hope you'll enjoy the variety show for this evening as we present for the week of Christmas CITV's variety show. Let's hear it for them.
Welcome to tonight's CITV Variety Show, and well, we'd like to thank Wee Willie Weber for coming out and giving us an introduction, and of course we'd like to welcome you again. As I said, this is Ian Landy, I'm Tom Corain, the CITV Variety Show. We right away, of course, want to thank CITV for bringing this to you. It's live on the cable network, channel A for Colonial Cable, and for Cablevision, channel 14. Of course, this is the last show of, the last live production of Colonial Instructional Television for the year, and you kind of look back on 1983, and you have to, be really happy with the wonderful job the Philadelphia Phillies did in the World Series after they won the first game, and of course the Philadelphia Eagles again on their way to the Super Bowl.
They are.
Ian, of course, you look back on 1983, and you've got to see some wonderful things.
Yeah, I do. I really had a great time here at school. Got to thank a lot of people for the opportunity. We're up here presenting this show. It's really a great opportunity. I think your hand should go to the administration of this school. A bigger hand than that.
And of course, as I said, we want to thank everyone who brought us. Tonight's program, we've got some exciting talent for you, 60 minutes or more of talent nonstop. We have comedians coming all the way from Philadelphia, the Comedy Factory outlet. We have a band who is set up behind us, and that's what all the wires are for. That's our first act. We have some singers, a young lady who's coming all the way from Audubon, and she is, she's getting nervous right now. We have some people performing.
She's nervous.
We have some people performing from our own Plymouth Whitemarsh High School, and right now, Ian, why don't you introduce the first act?
All right, we'd like to present a group by the name of Nexus. The members of this band are Ed Benetti, Eric, I can't read these names. Let's present them. Here they are, Nexus!
Yeah, yeah. medical girl, and she's got the cure for my blues. She's the medical girl, now gonna pay my dues. She's the medical girl, and she's got the cure for my blues. Thank you, people. We'd like to do a song for you now that we recorded a little while ago. It's one of the first songs we've written, and it's a song called Little Blue Marble. I heard that the president was shot today. It's no big loss, or so some people say. The basketball teams played on. Did it really matter who won? The hostages were freed, I heard today. It's no big deal, or so some critics say. They were just lucky that no one was killed, or the country would be calm and until. Does anything really matter? Does anyone really care? People shot in the streets, witnesses stand and stare. It's just a little blue marble. It's the only one we've got. If we want to see tomorrow, have to stop this ride. Oh, well, and so this is Christmas. What have you done? Another year old, and no one does. Make love, not war. Yeah. Well, I know that you've heard it before. Yeah. Thank you, good night.
Nexus, ladies and gentlemen. A great job.
Thank you very much, Grover Silcox. Wasn't he hilarious? Now we'd like... Now we'd like to present an act of a different nature. Today we have a very talented young man of this own community. He's from Plymouth Meeting, and he's going to play the piano for you, and his name is Scott Sachs. So let's have a big hand for Scott.
Hello. How you doing? This is a song I wrote about a year ago. It's called Sadly Sorta Lonely. You sit there sadly sorta lonely. I cannot help your tears to dry. The colors of your world are getting clearer, and when they fade you don't know why, so you cry. You need someone who needs you. You need someone, a lover. You sit there sadly, so lonely. I cannot help your tears to dry. The colors of your world getting clearer, and when they fade you don't know why, so you cry. You need someone who needs you. You need someone, I love. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Scott. Scott would like all of you to know that he'll be playing with his band, The Change, at the Emperor Rock Club this Thursday night. And if you enjoyed his music, you'd like to see him and his band play. Now we'd like to introduce an act which probably is the best act you're going to see tonight. I mean, this guy coming up here, really great guy. I hope you enjoy him. His name is Ian Landy. Hi, long time no see. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really, lovely crowd, lovely crowd. I'd just like to let all of you know that this is the first time I've ever come up here in front of an audience and tried to do anything, seriously. I mean, I've done little things, but never like this. I mean, the crowd here is really humongous tonight, and, appreciate y'all coming. I think you all deserve a big hand, so I'm going to give you one. You're not supposed to clap for yourself. All right, thank you. I'll tell you though, this morning I woke up a little nervous, so I figured I'm going to wake up with a smile on my face. In fact, I wake up with a smile on my face every day. May as well get it over with. Yeah, that was funny. Come on, laugh. All right, I'll tell you. Funny. It's a great thing we have here at school. This school is a really exceptional school. We have this studio here, and we really owe them a lot. But some schools are really strange. I mean, come to school in the morning, and on the stage, you hear the announcements every morning. Please ignore the following announcements. I mean, if they want you to ignore them, why don't you just not say them? I'll tell you, though, one thing I have to say is that, funny thing, Ronald Reagan's our president. And he's a really interesting president. He's a good president, I think. I don't think he was much of an actor, though. I mean, you think about it. He played second fiddle to an ape in a movie. But there are some presidents who would have made that's good, mess up the line. There's some actors who would have made really good presidents. Some of the great actors of all time would have been presidents. And one of them, I think, imagine, for example, Humphrey Bogart as president of the United States. Of all the cheap towns and all the cities in all the world, they had to bomb mine. Yeah, that's funny. Come on. All right. Or perhaps James Cagney. James Cagney would make a very interesting president. I mean, when James Watt came in to give him information, he'd put your grapefruit in his face, And, of course, Gary Cooper, great. He wouldn't care if you bombed his town as long as you were smiling while you did it. And then, of course, W.C. Fields. Oh, what a character. He would make a good president. Who remembers 1980 when Jimmy Carter put the grain embargo on Russia because of the Olympic problems that were going on? Well, if Fields was president of our country right now, what would happen is Russia would get revenge by putting a vodka embargo on us, and Fields would surrender immediately to Russia, I mean, I don't know. And then, of course, there's Greta Garbo. I know she wouldn't. She'd probably be a little strange president considering she's female, but the press conferences would be great. I mean, she'd come up, they'd ask her a couple questions, and, after 2 questions, go away, I want to be alone. And then, of course, you got Al Jolson. Al Jolson would be really an interesting president. Attack Russia with bombs. You ain't seen nothing yet. And then, of course, there's Gene Kelly. Interesting guy Gene Kelly was. After the nuclear bombs fell on Washington, he'd go out and sing in the rain. Yeah, that was a funny one, too. I thought so. And then, of course, you got Laurel and Hardy. Laurel and Hardy, what a combination. The two of them as one president would be bad. Stan Laurel would accidentally launch missiles on Russia, attacking him with all sorts of things. And Oliver Hardy would say, this is the last fine mess you've gotten us into. And then, of course, there's Vivian Leigh. Vivian Leigh would really be an interesting president. Again, another female. I don't know. I'm for females as president. Vivian Leigh, though. I mean, she would come in and say, after Washington was bombed, it's all right. We'll always have Tara. And then, of course, Harpo Marx. Harpo Marx would be a really good president. Just imagine the press conferences. Excuse me, Mr. President. What is your view on Soviet affairs? Pardon me, Mr. President. Do you think Russia is insane for attacking Afghanistan? I don't know. And then Claude Rains. Claude Rains would be a good president. If you think Andropov does a good job of keeping out of sight, just imagine Claude Rains as president. And then, of course, you got Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando as president. I mean, he would really be good with Lebanon. He'd go down to Lebanon and make him an offer they couldn't refuse. And then Anthony Perkins as president. I don't even think I have to go into why he would be a good president. Then, I don't know. I'll tell you. It's funny. A lot of things in life are strange. People always talk so much about schizophrenia, how bad schizophrenia is. I don't think it's that bad. After all, with schizophrenia, you're never alone. I'll tell you, though. I sit there. I know. I made fun of the movie stars a little bit in the United States White House, but I think this country is really great. I'm a true patriot. After all, I believe in life, liberty, and the happiness of pursuit. Yeah, I see you smiling up here. I'm not going to wait for you. Then there's my philosophy in life. I like to give you people seem to be such a charming crowd. I like to give you a little bit of my philosophy. I believe honesty is the best policy, unless, of course, you have other options. And then, of course, I think that if at first you don't succeed, you should cheat. And then, I believe, you ever go into time, you're in a situation, and everybody around you is going insane, like what happened before the show started back here. But I was calm. I was cool. But I figured, wait a minute, something must be wrong. I must be misunderstanding the situation. Then I'll tell you about some friends of mine. You want to hear about my friends? Yeah! All right, you want to hear about my friends? I got this friend. I'm not going to tell you his name. Let's say his name. No, let's not say his name. He's going over the Rockies one time. You don't want to hear his name. He's flying over the Rockies, in a plane. And the stewardess comes up and says, sir, here's a stick of gum so your ears don't pop when we fly over the high altitudes because your ears pop. So, fine. He gets off the plane. The stewardess says, how was it? Did your ears pop? He goes, no, my ears didn't pop, but I can't figure out how the hell to get the gum out of my ears. And then, of course, you got to wonder, though. Another friend of mine, I have this other friend. He's a writer. Thinks he's a really great writer. Writes these novels that I can't stand. Has me read them. They're horrible. He says, look, I'm a really great author. My novels are going to be read after Shakespeare, Dickens, and Tolstoy are forgotten. Yeah, they probably will be read after those guys are forgotten, And then, of course, I wonder though. You know, I'm getting pretty old now. I am 18, and see, I'm almost 19. That's 18 is 19. One of the things which I can't wait to have children. You know, I want to find out if genius is hereditary. All right, I'll tell you, one thing is really good. We have a great school library here. We have books, you know. We have the bridged versions of all the classics, you know, because kids today, they figure, you're not going to read these books, you know, so we'll make bridged versions. They make short stories. For example, you've got A Tale of a City, Pride of Prejudice, and then, of course, you got Around the World in a Quarter of a Minute. How the hell did they manage that one? I don't know. And then, you know, there's many others. Another book in our library at school is a really good one. It's the shortest book I've ever seen. It's called Italian Military Victories. This guy loves me. I'm taking him home. I'll tell you that. One thing, you know, I figured out God's real name. Yeah, I have. It took me a lot of deliberate thinking. God's real name is Harold Witchart. You want to know why? I mean, think about it. You know, you got the saying. It says, you know, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. You know, I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit. A man that always interests me, I don't know why he interests me, was Adolf Hitler. I mean, the guy was really strange. You know, he's one of those guys, was a great politician. They always said politicians would make great actors, you know? So I want you to imagine now, Adolf Hitler playing Richard III. Now is the winner of our discontent, made glorious summer by the son of York. Yeah, I thought that was real funny last night. I don't know. All right, fine. I'm going to make you laugh about Hitler anyway. You know, Hitler, you know, back in World War II was not too fond of the Jewish persuasion, of which I am. He was not too fond of them. So, you know, one of his chancellors said, listen, Adolf, you know, those Jews aren't too bad. I mean, after all, they're really smart. And Hitler says, smart? What are you talking about? He goes, all right, look, I'm going to prove it to you. So they go in the Gutman's gift shop. Gutman's gift shop in the middle of Gutman's gift shop, downtown Berlin. And they go up and Hitler goes in and asks him for a left-handed teapot. That's because the chancellor told him to. He didn't want a left-handed teapot. So Hitler said, you got a left-handed teapot there, my friend. And so he says, yeah, sure, let me go check in the back. I'll see if we have any left. So Gutman walks to the back of the store, takes the teapot, turns it around, and then brings it out and says, yeah, I just happen to have one left. Here you are. So Hitler takes it, buys it, goes outside. The guy says, see what I mean about those Jews being smart? He goes, what are you talking about smart? He just happened to have one left. Yeah, but seriously now, I just like to say that... I just like to say that I don't really care that much about being funny right now. I just hope every one of you laughs. You still can't get rid of me. I'm still up here. See, because not only am I an act, I'm also a host. I would like to present now an act two you probably find a lot more interesting than you found mine. It's an art that is not often seen because a lot of you people don't see it. It's a mime, and it's presented to you by a young student of this school, Andy Braun, and I hope you like him.
Andy Braun, ladies and gentlemen. Now, our next act, well, you've seen many of you saw the recent movie Staying Alive with John Travolta, in which he danced to the song Far From Over, which was the theme song. Tonight, we have that same song being played, but we have a much prettier dancer. Would you please welcome Mary Ellen Monty dancing to Far From Over.
Wasn't she wonderful? Let's have another hand for Mary Ellen. A funny thing happened to me on the way to the show tonight. Nah, I'm not going to tell any more jokes. I'd like to introduce another act tonight, another musical act that you get to see. This guy's a really enjoyable guy. His name's John Stanton. He's going to play guitar for you right here, and I hope you enjoy him.
I'd like to thank Mr. Girth for this efficiency up here. It's real nice. Hey, you think I was a comedian? Can you hear that out there? All right, wild crowd out there. Thank you. It's my mother, right? Okay. I wonder if Elvis Presley ever had to do this. Well, I was looking through my window between the smog and the crying. A vision so seductive, I swore the willows were all flying. And I never thought I'd ever find an angel so free like the wind. And if I ever got a second glance, I wouldn't turn away again. Well, the shadows thicken sadness, and the mountains block the sun, and the waves of joy ran through me, and the healing had begun. But I never thought I'd ever find an angel so free like the wind. And if I ever got a second glance, I wouldn't turn away again. But I never thought I'd ever find an angel so free like the wind. And if I ever got a second glance, I wouldn't turn away. Yeah, wouldn't turn away again. Wouldn't turn away again. Yeah. Thank you very much.
First of all, we'd like to get the mic straight. We'd like to thank the people from CITV for helping us. We started the show right after election night because that was sort of first in our priorities, and we worked on it. Many people helped along the way in doing it, and we held auditions. Many of you know, many of you were in them. After that, the trouble started then because Ian and I are both what you would call co-producers. And when you have two different people trying to produce a show, you get two different opinions. And I are totally different and disagreed on practically everything. So we tried to work on it. The only thing we really did agree on, am I moving too much? Okay. We agreed on having it as a 60-minute show, and when we met 60 minutes, we were going to put it 60 minutes. On regular TV, you get about 45 minutes of show and 15 minutes of commercials. We didn't want to put any commercials on for two reasons. One, we didn't have any, and we have no sponsors to plug. And two, if we did, and we're glad we don't, the commercials today really aren't that good. When you look at some of the people go out there, it's like when you see Roger Staubach in the Anderson Little, every time he walks into the store, he happens to bump into someone wearing the same suit he is. Then you look at Tom Carvel, the man's a multi-millionaire. You would figure that by now he would be able to afford to get someone who could speak English when he does his commercials. I mean, the man, every Wednesday is Sunday at Carvel. Then you look at the Prego commercial. Have you seen the new one where the kid comes in, he and his father come into their grandparents' house? And they walk in and the kid in his baseball uniform smiling, "Look, Grandpa, we won." Of course they did. His father's dressed as the umpire. Then you go to the Ginsu commercial. Have you seen the Ginsu knife? 6,000 blades, does everything but cut. Then, of course, you've got Slim Whitman. My favorite performer. I've seen him many times on the Emmy Awards and the Grammys. He has a commercial, and they say, you know, Slim Whitman's greatest hits, not sold in stores. Are you surprised? This guy stinks. Then you got to look at Mr. Microphone. This has to be my favorite commercial. You only see it on the networks that can't afford real commercials. The guy drives by in his convertible, and the girl's sitting out there reading some sort of magazine, and he says, "Hey, good looking, be back to pick you up later. Would you wait for him if you were that girl?" The only real things that I like on TV are the shows, and boy, we've got some real poor ones out there. Now, the People's Court, where did they get Judge Wapner? He's retired. What does his word mean anyway? And that guy, Doug Llewellyn, who does the interview, you know, the guy loses $3,000. Well, how do you feel about this case? You know, he's real happy. Well, I only lost 3,000. And then you go to the Brady Bunch. Do you remember that show? Of course you do. You've seen every episode about 9 zillion times on... Thanks, I appreciate that. Now back to the Brady Bunch. They would have a half-hour show, and about the worst thing that ever happened on this show was Marcia didn't make the cheerleading team. And these 5 kids sat there and cried for 25 minutes over her not making the cheerleading team. If my sister didn't make the cheerleading team, I'd cut her up for about 6 months on it. You know, it would be great. It'd be great dinner topic conversation. And then the worst one that killed me, my two favorites were Batman, which, you know, every time when you punch someone, you get in a fight. Do you get in a fight out there? How many? I think I'm fighting right now, but do you get in a fight? Well, if you do, you know, how many times when you punch do you hear kerplunk or arg or anything like that? I never got that. And then, of course, on Superman, this killed me. 6 bullets. The villain would sit there and shoot 6 bullets at him, and Superman would just stand there, you know, ping, ping, right off his stomach. The villain would run out of bullets, throw the gun, and Superman ducked. I don't understand it. But I think when you look at commercials and TV, the only commercial that really helps you is Merrill Lynch. It shows you it's all bull. It's the only commercial I trust. No, but we'd like to thank you all for coming out. I realize it's kind of tight, cramped. We had to fit 2 in a seat some places. And of course, I think we should get on with the acts. Ian and I just sort of filled space here. Hopefully they'll edit that out in a few days. But right now I'd like to welcome my next act. And you've seen him many times if you've been to Plymouth Whitemarsh. Am I still moving too hard for you here? Okay, kind of nervous, you know. All right, our next act is a juggling act. You've seen him many times if you have come to Plymouth Whitemarsh High School. Then they'll be happy about naming that. CITV, all right? Now we got him. Okay. And if you've seen the talent shows, you'll go out there and you'll find a kid who stands on a chair and gets on a rolling board and all sorts of things just to throw 3 tennis balls up in the air. Now that wouldn't be that hard, except you got to catch them when they come down. And you're lucky if you catch me out playing tennis, being able to hit 1 ball and serve it. So, he really impresses me, and I'd like to welcome right now Michael Littman.
Thank you very much. My name is Michael Littman, and I'm still, for the 3rd time, a juggler. This is the time of year when most of the microphones jump out of their stands. Now, this is the time of year when high school seniors have to go and put their college applications together. It's a really rough process. I personally, right now, if you'll indulge me for a few moments, this is my application for the American Academy of Juggling and Computer Science, AJAX for short. And they require you to not only fill out the application, but to do it on the spot and to have it taped. Conveniently, we do have taping equipment here with us. And if you don't mind, I'd like to do my application right now. Thank you. Okay, official application for admissions to the American Academy of Juggling and the Computer Sciences, AJAX. Part 1, general information. Name, Michael Littman, juggler. School, Plymouth Whitemarsh. Please list your juggling courses. Well, last year I had honors juggling, and I believe I got an A, 92, and this year I'm taking advanced placement juggling. Please list your scores on the following. JAT, Juggling Achievement Test. My scores aren't back yet. The CTBJS test, California Test of Basic Juggling Skills. You'll have to ask my guidance counselor, so I don't have it with me. Okay, next question. How many EPS can you do? EPS. Oh, exchanges per second. I guess that's a juggling term. I believe that's 5. Is that okay? Thank you. The person, the interviewer, is out in the audience. I believe. Could you stand up, please? Could you get a shot of him, CITV? There. Thank you. Last question on the general information. What is your height in angstroms to the nearest hundredth? Okay. Part 2. It's important that our applicants spend a lot of time helping the community. What have you done for your community? Examples: teaching orphans to juggle, juggling at your local hospital, etc. I believe that page got lost in the mail. Okay, part 3. A good juggler is flexible. In that he has other interests besides juggling. Please describe your other interests and activities. Well, I play basketball. I spin them on my finger anyway. That's enough of that question. Part 4, essays. Ooh, these are exciting. The first one, how many items can you juggle and why? Well, this should be a fun one because it'll give me a chance to show off a little bit. Personally, I believe it's quality as opposed to quantity as far as juggling is concerned. It's not how many you do, but with the style that you do it with. So here we go. Actually, I'm a little bit more comfortable with 3 balls at a time. Of course, the importance here is not how many you can do, but how low can you throw them, because the lower they are, the harder that they are to juggle. I really can do about 12 balls, but unfortunately my trunk ran out of tennis balls before I had a chance to get them all together. So I will now do 3 tennis balls and 1 basketball. All right, see, that gave me a chance to show off, so I hope the admissions officer likes that. Question 2. Now that you're done showing off, show us that you have spirit and enthusiasm for your community and school. Relate this to juggling. Where do they get these questions? All right, spirit for the community. All right. Spirit for the school. Relating this to juggling. Let's see. Stay. Okay, here we go. Whoop, wrong page. Here we go. Question 3. This is a hammer. Expand on it. What is a hammer? Right there by your foot, you stupid. Oh. Okay. A hammer, a normal, everyday hammer, which I borrowed or stole. How much can you expand on a hammer? Give me a break. Sorry, folks, it's a little bit windy in here. Didn't get my hammer streamlined in time. Okay, last question. Please perform your finale. You're getting boring. Smart Alex, huh? Okay, here we go. The big finale. Part 1, Section A, Paragraph 3B. Okay, the difficult part of this is remembering which is the hammer. one. All right, thank you very much. It's been fun, indeed.
Thank you very much, Michael. Wasn't he wonderful? I think we really deserve a hand. He's really good. Where'd he go? Seriously now. Now our next act is really a great act. I mean, we've done a lot of funny things. This it's a little 9-year-old girl, and she's gonna sing a song for you from the musical. Again with that. The musical Annie, and she's gonna sing. Her name is Tara McCluskey. I'd like to give her a big hand. She's really great.
You both got your style, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Your clothes may be Beau Brumberly, they stand out a mile, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Who cares what they're wearing on Main Street or Savile Row? It's what you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe that matters. So senator, so janitor, so long for a while. Remember, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Who cares what they're wearing on Main Street or Savile Row? It's what you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe that matters. So senator, so janitor, so long for a number, you're never fully dressed. You're never fully dressed. You're never fully dressed without a smile.
We're up here for more. We've seen so many talents tonight. That doesn't include ours. But we thought we'd try and do something. We're going to pull a cable out of the wire is what we're going to do. We thought we'd like to do some, well, we're in the Christmas season, and we're going to attempt to we're going to try to attempt to sing for you here. Well, hit it, Diana. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice, he's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Okay. You better watch out.
You better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. And now, another one.
We got a few more for you. Can you wait? No, we got one. We got one. All right.
Diane?
Frosty the snowman was a jolly happy soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose and two eyes made out of snow. Frosty the snowman is a fairy tale, they say. But he's made of snow, but the children say how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old gray hat he wore. For when he placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Oh, Frosty the snowman was as jolly as he can be. With the same as you and me. Frosty the snowman, the sun was hot that day. So he said, let's run and we'll have some fun now before I melt away. Down to the village with a broomstick in his hand. And they're all around the square saying, catch me if you can. He led them down the streets of town right to the traffic cop. And he only paused a moment when he began to holler, stop! Oh, Frosty the snowman, everybody sing! On his way. But he waved goodbye saying, don't you cry, I'll be back again someday. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, look at Frosty go. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, over the hills of snow.
Hey, what are they doing up here?
When'd you guys show up?
Pleased to see you. How are you doing?
No, right now we'd like to thank everyone who showed up and
Thank you.
the stage crew, CITV, and there are, of course, many people. We, of course, want to thank the viewers
Hey,
who watched
where'd they
us.
go? Hey, we're not done.
Wanted to thank the viewers who watched us because we realized in this time.
Hey, you. What, do you want to go into show business?
The viewers who watched us, all of you, I can probably
Special
name
thanks
them,
to you.
but we appreciate it, and at this time, But those of you who are taking pictures,
Excuse me, Tom. I'd just like to say, for those of you who really enjoyed this show, both here in the studio audience, and live at home at TV, if you'd like to write us any letters
Oh, wait,
of
wait.
that nature. Letters?
the post office.
Tom has a joke.
The post office. All right, you got it now? We're talking about the post office. Now, nowadays it's
that a game
the
kids play?
holiday season. So the postman always seems to knock on your door and say,
Like twice.
are you getting your mail? In July, you never see the guy, but now it's Christmas time, he wants a handout. So I got a way to cheat the post office. If you got a pad and paper at home, write this down. You get the envelope, you write the name of the place you're sending it to, and you don't put a stamp on the envelope, but where it says return address, you write the same address you're sending it to, they look at it, stamp return to sender, and you goes there, and you never spend a penny. So it'll work real well. We'd like to thank everybody again.
Yeah, thank you again.
You can't understand how many people were helped on this show.
We wish we could
Especially
get 'em
our
all up
writers.
here.
Our writers really deserve a hand, We just like to say,
Hey, don't leave yet. I'm not done.
CITV, he's done now. For CITV, the stage crew, we'd like to say thank you and good night. Have a happy holiday.
And if you believe in love, that will be more than enough for peace to last throughout the coming year. And peace on earth will last throughout the year.
Did you ever hear the story of the Christmas tree who just didn't want to change the show? He liked living in the woods and playing with squirrels. He liked icicles and snow. He liked wolves and eagles and grizzly bears and critters and creatures that crawl. Why, bugs were some of his very best friends, spiders and ants and all. Now that's not to say that he ever looked down on a vision of twinkling lights or on mirrored bubbles and peppermint canes and 1,000 other delights. And he often